Hi everyone, my name is Kretz and this is the review of probably the best filter set that I have ever used in my life, at least for my own personal purposes. And well, if you've seen my previous review of the FREEWELL filter set, which is called V2, I'll show it to you in a second. You've probably heard the same thing. I've already said that one was the perfect and the best that I've ever used. But there is a new issue and a new model, which is might be even better. And this might be my new best filter of all times. And this is the threaded hybrid VND CPL 3 to 7 stops. You see, for the beginning, just a few words about the FREEWELL company and these reviews altogether. I've been cooperating with the FREEWELL company for about 5 years now, and they've been sending me products over for review, but they have never had the tiniest input in these reviews. They've never said a single word about what to say, what not to say, and whatsoever. They never paid me money. They just send me the products and I review them. So this is my honest opinion and experience, and this is totally independent review. And so I'm so grateful to FREEWELL company, and I hope to cooperate further. So thanks to them, but this is independent review. I'll tell you all the good and bad things about everything that I, find out. So what are we talking about here? What was the previous iteration? It was this box. I still have it. This is the V2 hybrid VND CPL 3 to 7 stops, just looking basically the same, right? But this is a bit of a different system. Let's open the box and you can watch the full review. Previous video. But this has this big box. It's beautiful, it's stylish, but it's quite big and maybe clumsy in some cases. And it has these not very small, not very slim filter. I've showed it already. Right, but I need to show it once again because it has very nice back and front caps which are magnetic. They are fantastic. They are keeping really hard, and it's really good. The filter itself is good. It operates well, and it's true color. What's maybe most important, this is a professional glass, the highest quality glass in here. True color, so never spoiling your color. So what you get from camera and lens, this filter will never make it any worse. So true color, professional grade, very good stuff. But what was I really not satisfied is these tiny screws on the sides. You see this one and that one here. They are so small and they can be screwed out fully. You see how tiny it is. It is so small. Well, first you can easily break it, I believe, if you bump into something, and then you can easily lose it. This is a professional filter, honestly, professional grade filter. But if you're shooting in a dusty environment, in sandstorms, or like me, I'm living in the northern region, so we have a lot of snow sometimes, and you can easily drop it into snow and forget about it for good, especially that it's silver color and snow, forget about it. So I never liked it really, and I like to stick my camera in camera bag with the filters on it. So I'm really worried and concerned about these screws, and I never liked them. But they were absolutely necessary for controlling the CPL setting, because you rotate the thing. I would not explain it, just watch my review of this particular model. But you rotate the CPL, then you fix it with the screws, and there's no other way to do that because there's a native stepping ring inside, and it's a good thing again because you can use different native stepping rings originally on different lenses and just easily swap the magnetic part, the magnetic system itself. So that's the good thing. But due to these stepping rings, you really need to have these screws to deal with the CPL, and I really never liked it. So the quality, the picture quality, the best in the world, it's very good. But what's new and what's interesting about the new system is that it actually, first it has the smaller pouch, you see. That's all. That's all you need with the new filter, this small pouch. Much more convenient and smaller and compact in my backpack, and that's what I really need it for. I don't need a clumsy set for professional grade like this one. This is fantastic, but that's not what I personally need. And this is great. Let me show it to you. So I put this out, and there it is. It is much slimmer. First of all, let me show it to you. Way slimmer. Small, slim. It is threaded. What's the main difference? That it's threaded like a classic filter. You just screw it on top of your lens. And thus, you cannot use native stepping rings to easily swap between the lenses, like just from one to another in a matter of seconds. But you cannot do that. You have to unscrew and screw it on the other. And this has a fixed diameter, obviously. But due to that, we don't have these freaking screws here. It's just rounded like any regular filter. So this is fantastic, and I really love it. But of course, as always, there are a couple of quirks here. And first is this lens cap. Previously it was magnetic and it was absolutely gorgeous. I loved it. I really loved it. I wish all the lens caps were magnetic and with this little ring on top. But this, it's rubber. It's very nice in touch. So when you touch it, it's quite nice. But there are two problems with it. First, it easily falls off. Every time I put my camera in a camera bag, it always falls off by itself. And when I open my bag, I see it's fallen off. Yeah, and I have to collect and find it there. So it's not holding in place. It's not good. Although it's being at the same time hard and rubber. So rubber is good. And the lens is quite, hard itself. It protects the, the cap. The cap, of course, not lens. I mean the cap. The cap is quite protective of the lens and the filter, but it easily falls off, so you're left without protection. But there's the other problem, and that's this rubber thing, although nice, but is prone to collecting dust. I'm not sure if you can see that here. I'll try to give you the reflection. I've just put it out in the street maybe 3 times, maybe, and not in the dusty environment, just regular street shooting, and home usage, and it already collected so much dust. Well, of course you can always wash it and stuff, but I just want to show you how it looked when it was new, and I can't do that because I was not satisfied with what I got with when I ordered it. FREEWELL always asks what diameter would you like us to send you, and so I decided to go with the 82 millimeters. Let me show it to you, 82, because I'm used actually to using the stepping rings. So I thought I would order 82 and use my own stepping rings, which are threaded. To use it with other lenses with 77 millimeters thread, and meaning I only have this one, this gorgeous, old but gorgeous lens Sigma 21.8 with 82 millimeters. But my other lenses and the main video lenses are here. This is 24 to 105, the old version, and the old version of 16 to 35 2.8, the classic. This is like a gold standard video lens to me, and this is gold standard video vlogging lens, of course, 16 to 35 2.8, and the old version has 77 as well. The modern versions mostly have 82, but this has 77, and I decided I go with 82 and use stepping rings and stuff. But I was not satisfied. I'll show you this in the screen right now. I started getting some weird patterns and obviously vignetting and some cross-polarization and all kinds of weird stuff in the pictures when I used 82 millimeters with my own stepping ring. And so I thought that could not be the case, because FREEWELL is a very, very trusted and reliable company. And there is no way that these filters perform so badly. So I decided to order for my own money. So I bought this. I purchased another set, another full set like they sent me with the 77 millimeters. Because I thought that would suit well, because the filters are really, really slim, and so even one additional stepping ring could spoil the picture. It would, make the filter a couple of millimeters further from the lens and thus grabbing the vignetting and stuff. So I purchased 77. And now, of course, I'll show you in the screen how that performs. And obviously, you know, stepping rings is a nice thing. It's convenient, but you better always use match, you know, the diameter of the lens and the filter as much as possible. Unless it's like with this V2 system, where there are native stepping rings that they do not add any additional size or length to the filter. So when the stepping rings are native, that's okay. But here it's not the case. As I've told you, the diameter is fixed. So I bought a couple of these. Well, the one was sent to me for free, and the other one I purchased for my own money, and I'm truly satisfied. So now I'm using these 77 with these lenses and 82 for this one, and maybe for some, you know, like a future-proof plan, because one day I'm gonna update to newer lenses, and they all have like 82 millimeters filter thread, most of them. So now I have two sets, and I can use with both of them. Additionally, they sent me, and I've purchased with the second set as well, the glow mist filter in a separate kind of like plastic pouch. It's weird that it's some strange design to me. It's really plastic, and you open it, and there's your mist filter, and it's magnetic, so it's magneted right on top of your lens, and it doesn't spoil the picture, and it doesn't add any vignetting. That's for sure. That I can assure you that. And mist filter is a nice thing for kind of like cinematic video. So there are options, not only CPL VND, but also mist filter. So it's mostly everything you need, and 3 to 7 stops. It's very good for bright daylight, mostly for video. If you are into like long shutter speed photography, you might be needing bigger filters. I mean, darker filters, maybe like 8, 10 stops, or even stack one on top of the other. Some FREEWELL systems, filter systems, have this ability. I've showed it in my previous video. You can stack, you know, 3, 4, 5 ND filters on top of one another, and have like minutes, maybe minutes of exposure. So you can do that with other systems, but that's not what I need. My necessity is the classical vlogging, so I need to reduce the light to get the 1/50th of the shutter speed for 25 frames a second. And even in the brightest daylight, 7 stops is enough. And if it's cloudy, overcast, then you reduce it to, say, 3 stops, so it's perfect. And you as well have CPL if you need it to get away with the reflections and to make the sky bluer than they are. So, but I still wanted to show you in this new iteration that I bought how the cap actually looked when it's new. This is brand new. I never put it even out of this pouch. So I showed you how dusty that was. Now let's put out the new, it's even, you know, sealed. So let's, oh boy, we have to unseal it and take it out. And it's so perfectly clean. You see, this is so clean and clear. You see, fantastic, really. Very clean. But as I showed you, just 2-3 times of using it, putting it in the bag or on your camera or out on the street, and it switches to being like this. So I don't really like, oh, you see how dusty this is. Just about 3 times using it like in a normal way. So I don't like the cap, but I do really like the filter. So now, in order not to waste time, I've already screwed the filter on the lens with which I'm mostly prone to be using it with. So, and this is the 16 to 35. Let's see, it's really slim. That's the filter itself. And that's about it. You just screw it on. And what about these tiny little screws that were on the previous system? They were used to fix the CPL setting. Now you have hard stops for CPL. So this red ring is the CPL. So when you screw it on, you just do it, rotate it until it bumps into the hard stop. Now it has hard stops. And then when it does, you apply a slightly more force to fix it in place on the thread, and then you can easily rotate the CPL red ring and adjust your CPL setting. But then there is a little very slim black ring on top of it. Here it is, you see how slim it is, and that is the ND setting, so that's all you need. Just red ring for the CPL and black for ND, and it's very slim, tiny, inconspicuous, and so it's really nice and comfortable. And the system, the V2, is okay if you are professional, if you have, you know, your gimbal assistant, tripod, whatever, and it's true color. This is not. This can spoil your colors in some situation, but mostly it's fine. And what's another important point, what about the other picture quality things? And I mean, FREEWELL never disappoints, really, with all the filters that I used, and I reviewed maybe 5 or 6 of them already, different grades, beginner level, professional level, threaded, rotated, whatever. They're always really good, and they well, you know, all the filters basically have 2 problems. It's the sharpness and it's vignetting. The sharpness on the longer ranges and the vignetting on the wide angles. So FREEWELL always advertises their filters as being really good up to 16 millimeters, and they are absolutely mostly good with starting from 20 to 24 and upwards, no problem whatsoever. So 24 to 105 will never let you down. But with the wider angles, it sometimes may be tricky depending on the lens, depending on the vignette in the lens itself. Say this 20 millimeters already has a big vignetting, and any additional filter can add up to it. But with this system, with the 16 millimeters, the classical 2.8 lenses, it's all right. And so vignetting may be a problem on some wide-angle lenses, but it depends on the model. The filters basically have nothing to do with that. It's the matter of the lens. And on the telephoto end, as of now, I have only up to 200 millimeters lenses, and I had previously 70 to 300, but I sold it, so now my biggest focal length is 200 millimeters, and at that range it maybe only steals about maybe 5% of the sharpness. So unless you have the side-by-side comparison, you will never see the difference. In real life situation, just shooting and getting the results, it's perfect, it's fantastic. It saves almost all the sharpness, maybe about 5% reduction if you look very closely and zoom it in. Unlike cheap filters that I used previously, that they maybe lose about half the sharpness on the telephoto end. So starting from 100 millimeters and higher, the cheaper filters really steal the sharpness, and it's got like mushy and soft and dreamy like, and it's just unprofessional, you know. It's just waste of your money for such filters. But FREEWELL never disappoints. Up to 200 millimeters, absolutely no problem. So say from maybe 24 to 200, you'll never see any reduction in sharpness or any additional vignetting. So with 24 to 105, absolutely perfect. And for slide telephoto, if I ever have longer lenses like 300, 400, 600 millimeters, we'll test that further. But as of right now, it's fantastic and it's really good. And I'm really satisfied and really grateful again to FREEWELL company for providing me with these filters. They are fantastic. They never disappoint. The highest quality build, the materials and stuff, and the glass. Even this not true color glass actually delivers very good colors, and it never spoils that much, and you know, nothing drastic. You just shoot with it and you are satisfied with the results. So that's about it. Paul Kretz was here with you. Just watch my other videos on the channel, subscribe of course, and I'll see you in the other videos. Or maybe not. It's up to you.